Oh, guys, sorry. Hi, guys. I'm audible to you. I was on mute by mistake. I'm sorry for that. Can you hear me properly? If you can hear me, please do confirm through the chat window. Okay, thank you for the confirmation. If you can hear me. So, I welcome to .NET X free AWS practitioner certification training. So, this training I will take for 2 days. So, today is the day one. So, if you're willing to be AWS certified in 2021, please join this 2 days training program. This definitely help you to earn your AWS practitioner certification. I hope am I loud and clear to you? You're not having an issue. Some people are saying they having the echo issue. Can you confirm? So can you confirm, guys? Let's say, am I clear to you? Because I think everything is looking fine at my end. I don't have any two devices, so I don't think you should get the echo issue. Okay, thank you for the confirmation. I think I'm audible to you clearly. Okay. So guys, here how many people are joining this session first time, like AWS, and how many people are willing to get certified in AWS in 2021? Can you quickly share your answer through the chat window? And guys, if you are coming first time at .NET X YouTube channel, I request you to please do subscribe to .NET X YouTube channel so that you will get notified about our upcoming training program, because we are planning to have the training on uh, Azure as well, and we are planning to have the training on Angular. So these two upcoming training I will announce soon, where you can learn Microsoft Azure 204 Azure Developer Associate Training Program is from the scratch, and we will announce here Angular certification training program as well. Okay, let's get started. So agenda for this one is here today. First, we'll discuss about what is cloud computing. Then we talk about the AWS cloud advantages, how the AWS has been introduced. Then we will compare the public cloud adoption, and finally, I will share here what are the various AWS role-based certification are available and how you can go through them. So let's get started with what is cloud computing. So cloud computing is a way to deliver the computing as a service rather than a product. So as nowadays, if you're looking at, we are living in the digital age where services are available, various services are available. So here we having if you are using your mobile phone, so you're using the prepaid connection, you might be using the postpaid connection. So a service you are using over there. If you are using, let's say, Netflix subscription, if you're using the .NET X subscription for learning the latest technologies, for learning the .NET Cloud, Microsoft Azure, JavaScript. So everything is available on the subscription base. Similar way, the cloud computing is available nowadays on a subscription model. So typically, you can say it is a way to rent out the compute power and storage from someone else's data center. So instead of setting up its own data center, what you can do, you can have the resources which are already running in the AWS data center, in the Microsoft data center, in the Google data center. So from their data center, whatever the resources are running over there, we are just using them on subscription model, or you can say we are taking them on rent. So you can look at in the picture what are the various things can be taken on the subscription basis. Let's say database, we having the mobile application as well, because sometime it happens you might be building a Android application, you might be building the mobile application that you are willing to test on the various physical devices. So instead of purchasing the real devices, we can have the option in the cloud where we can deploy our application on the real mobile devices over there in the cloud, and they let us know how do we look at in the different model of devices. Similar way, you can use a virtual machine over there for building any type of application, because sometime let's say it happen you're going to build a application for the iPhone, for the iOS, but let's say you don't have the Mac, because for building the iOS application you need to have a Mac. So what you can do here in AWS, you can have a Mac virtual machine. There you can install the Xcode. There you can install the necessary software, let's say iOS SDK, and you can build, test, and deploy your iOS based application to the Apple Store. So instead of investing more than 2 lakhs in purchasing a Mac machine, you have just invested, or I can say you just created a Mac VM, and only for 1 or 2 months subscription you have to pay. That would be very minimum. It would be somewhere around 5,000 rupee, I'd say near to the 5,000 rupee you have to pay. So you can think about how much money you saved. So instead of purchasing the real Mac, you just have a virtual machine and you can build the application over there. Simple. So there are so many example I can show you over there, like where the cloud computing can help you. It can be used for having a your client application. It can be used for hosting your web application as well, for hosting your API as well. There are so many use cases available. Okay, if you're looking at what are the various advantages you will find out high availability. So cloud-based application and services are highly available because there is no downtime, even if things will go wrong. Because in the cloud, what happens? We having the option of load balancing, we having the option of scaling. So behind the scene, you can deploy your application to the multiple virtual machine. So if let's say one of the VM, because of any XYZ reason is not working fine, it's not running fine. So from the another virtual machine server, it will run fine without an issue. The second option is your scalability. So cloud-based application you can scale easily. Even if you're looking at in the pandemic, what happens? The traffic over the Zoom has been increased suddenly. So Zoom was already built on cloud-based infrastructure. So they immediately scale up the things. As the demand has increased, they immediately scale up. So things are here easy to scale. And when it is coming to the scaling, we having two types of scaling here: vertical scaling and the horizontal scaling. And if you look at in the vertical scaling, we increase the capacity of our virtual machine by adding the RAM, by adding the CPUs. Let's say you are having uh, a Windows server, let's say you are having a Linux server for hosting your web application. Now the requirement is here. Now the traffic has been increased. So you willing to upgrade the RAM, you are willing to upgrade the virtual CPU. So it is possible. So just resize your virtual machine. After the resizing, I can increase my RAM from 4 GB to let's say 16 GB RAM, and from let's say 2 virtual CPU to let's say 8 virtual CPU. So in that case, you have just increased the compute power of a single VM. This is vertical scaling. Similar way, a bigger VM you can reduce into the smaller one, because sometimes it happens you are having the unnecessary RAM, you are having the unnecessary CPUs, you don't have so much uses of the virtual machine resources. So in that case, resize it to the scale down, because in the vertical scaling we having two things: scale up, increasing the resources; scale down, decreasing the resources. The next one we having here, horizontal scaling. So horizontal scaling comes into the picture whenever you are having a multiple virtual machine which are running behind your load balancer. If let's say today you have started with two virtual machine behind a load balancer for managing the workload, but let's say tomorrow you have decided to increase two more virtual machine. So when you are adding uh, the instances, like similar instances into the existing infrastructure, so it will become the horizontal scaling, because initially it was two instances, now we added two more, so it is now four instances. So this is scale out. Similar way, if you are decreasing the number of instances, it will become the scale in, because I have decreased the number of instances. So this is about the scalability we have. The next option we having here, elasticity. So cloud based application can be configured for auto scaling, so it will always have the resources when they need. It means what are the scalability we can do. So scaling we can do here manually, or scaling we can do here automatic. So in case of automatic, you have to define some rules. Let's say I can define a rule. Let's say if the average CPU uses for my let's say two virtual machine is going beyond the 70%. So in that case, add a one more instance, because the resources consumption has been increased beyond the 70%. And if it will keep going, so it will start adding more instances over there. So in that case, the elasticity can be achieved. Similar way it happens as soon as the workload will increase, sorry, the workload will decrease below than the 20%. Let's say average CPU uses now less than 20%, so decrease the number of instances over there. So this is the advantage of the elasticity over there. And guys, make sure you are taking the notes. So I hope you are having a notepad with you, and please take the notes, because when you will take the notes, you are having the learning with you. If you are just watching it, in that case, after some time, we will forget everything. So make sure everyone is taking the notes. How many people are taking the notes? Can you confirm through the chat window if you're taking the notes? If you don't have the notepad with you, please find out your notepad and your pen. And I believe in to have the handwritten notes. Okay, thank you for taking the note. That's great thing. Even guys, this is a very important thing you should always follow. Whenever you are referring any technical video, any technical training, you must have your notepad with you for taking the notes. Because whatever the training, whatever the video you are just going to refer, it's a intellectual. It's not a only for entertainment purpose. Usually the people did the mistake, they refer the technical content, or you can say they consume the technical content as they consume the comedy show, as they consume the movie. But those things are only for entertainment purpose, so there you don't need to have your copy and pen, but here it is important to take the notes. Okay guys, it's a great thing if you're taking the notes, I appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead to the next one here, the agility. So cloud based resources can be deployed and configured quickly as your application requirement change. So this is the behavior of agility. Agility means if my application behavior is keep changing, so as per that behavior change, we should have the way, let's say we can allocate, we can deallocate the resources. So that facility is also available in Azure. So agility is also the important thing over there. But usually when you're having your own data center, in your own data center, if you have purchased some hardware, so those hardware actually we never sell out. But here, let's say if something you take, but now you are not using, you can delete it. For that, the AWS will not charge for you, because in case of cloud, you will charge only for the users. If something you are not using, so you can delete it, and for that you don't need to pay simply over there. So this is the benefit you will find out. Even if suddenly that the demand will increase, you can increase the number of resources. If the demand will decrease, you can decrease the resources. So this is the agility behavior you will find out in the cloud. The next one we having here, geo distribution. So what are the application and data you are having that can be deployed to the regional data center, and even to the different data center available across the globe, because AWS having the data center in various location. It is having in India, it is having in US, it is having in UK, it is having in Australia, in various other country. The AWS having the data center. So quickly you can deploy your code, your application to the different geography and make it globally available immediately. The next benefit you will find out a disaster recovery. So sometime it happens, you might have a natural disaster. Let's say we having a cyclone, we can have a tsunami, we can have the earthquake. So because of these natural disaster, a particular region, a particular data center might destroyed. So do we have any way we can recover our data? So for that recovery, they having the option. Usually they replicate your data to the different location, to the different region. So this is also the benefit you will find out in case of disaster happens. But if the same thing is happening with your own data center, which might destroy it because of effect of in that natural disaster, so you would be in loss. But here the chances of losing the data are very less, because they having the option of recovery. So this is about the cloud computing. And guys, today class is you will find out more theoretical because first we are trying to understand the various cloud computing concept and offering. Later on, I will show the way how the you can log in into the AWS and you can access the things over there. Okay. So when it is coming to the cloud computing offering, so we having the mainly three cloud computing offering. So those three cloud computing offering, I'm just going to compare with your own prim, or you can say your own company data center. Let's say you are having your own company, or let's say inside you where you are working, that company having its own data center. So what are the various things you are managing at the company level data center? So you are responsible to manage your Windows server, networking, storage, server, virtualization, and there if you are having the a virtual machine, and the virtual machine need a separate operating system, middleware, you a runtime, data, and application. So these various things we can manage over there if you are coming to the your own data center, which you are having in your company level. But it's the same thing, it's coming to the cloud. So we having here EAS, infrastructure as a service. So in case of EAS, it is managed by the customer. So here the few things are managed by the cloud vendor. If you're looking at these things will be managed by the cloud vendor, like we having here AWS. So AWS team will manage all these things, but the few things will be managed by us. So we will decide which operating system I need, middleware, runtime, data, application. So these things we can decide over there. So ultimately, in case of VRs, we are going to set up our infrastructure in the cloud. So there would be the proper infrastructure team. So you will have the system admin. So usually the system admin are responsible for managing these resources at the company level. Developers are involved for building the application, uh, managing the database, and deploying them into the cloud. But infrastructure people are responsible for networking, implementation, for IEM implementation, and for various other security implementation over there. Simply, the next we having here PaaS, platform as a service. So in case of PaaS, maximum thing is managed by the platform. So here AWS will manage the things for you. So example is here we having the Elastic Beanstalk. So Elastic Beanstalk is a PaaS service where you cannot access the virtual machine. Everything would be configured by the Elastic Beanstalk for you. You have to just do focus on building your application, writing the code for that, and managing the data for application. Forget about the other things. Here, everything would be managed by the Elastic Beanstalk for you. So this is the example of PaaS over there. And guys, here being a developer, you would be involved around for managing the IaaS offering and managing the PaaS offering over there. And here in case of IaaS, when it is coming to the AWS, we having the EC2. So EC2 is a virtual machine here. So EC2 is here VM, which comes into the category of IaaS. And in the PaaS, we can say Elastic Beanstalk. There is a third offering available, that is SaaS, software as a service. But SaaS is for the consumer perspective, not for the developer, not for the system admin over there. So the example is here, let's say Office 365, but let's say we can have the Google Suite where it is providing a various services, let's say Google Docs, Gmail, we having a Google Drive and various other option. Similarly, Microsoft offering us here Office 365 for the email. We having the OneDrive for the storage. We having the PowerPoint, MS Word, and various other documentation. So if you're looking at here, this entire software is built by the Microsoft team. You are not responsible to manage. You're just using it as a consumer. So whatever the product you are building in your company, that product obviously will work as a SaaS, or let's say might work as a SaaS for your application customer. So as a developer, as a system administrator, you would be involved to manage the ER services and to manage the PR services over there. It's simple. And to understand this example, I'm having a pretty much well example, let's say, of pizza. So there is a lockdown. So if you are getting bored at home, so today I'm just sharing a recipe. Using this recipe, you can bake the pizza at home and you can enjoy. So you can note down this recipe. It's very important recipe I'm sharing with you. Even after referring this recipe, you can also open your restaurant, isn't it? Okay, let's see how we can bake the pizza at home. So when you're planning to bake the pizza at home, you need the various things. You need the cheese, topping, tomato sauce, pizza duff, fire, oven, electricity, gas, soda, and dining table. So these various things you need to have when you're going to manage the when you're planning to have the pizza at home. But the thing is here, everything cannot be created at home. So what you can do here, the few things you can purchase from the market. So what are the various things you can purchase from the market? So what we will do here, let's purchase two things from the market. So I will purchase here the cheese, topping, tomato sauce, pizza duff. So these various things I can purchase from the market, and still the few things we need to manage. So we need to manage over there fire, oven, electricity or gas, and we can say the soda and dining table. You have to manage yourself. So ultimately, what you are doing, you just take few things from the market and you are making the pizza at home. Simple. So this is a second example. So it would be just similar to the yes infrastructure as a service. So what are the basic things are required? You just purchase from the market, but other things you made yourself. So we having the third option as well. Don't bake the pizza at home. Just open the Domino's and Pizza Hut mobile application or open the website and order it. So when you will order it, it will be delivered at home. So in that case, you are just eating it. So for eating it, you need the dining table, you need the soda, you can also take the cold drink, it's your choice. So this would be the example of PAS, or I can say PIAS, where you have to just focus on eating it using your dining table and your cold drink or soda, whatever you like. There is a one more option over there. If you don't want to do anything, you just want to consume it. So just go out to the Pizza Hut and Domino's outlet, and everything would be provided to you over there. You don't need to manage anything. Everything would be managed by the vendor. So this would be the example of SaaS offering, software as a service. So I just shared here a secret recipe to bake the pizza at home. I hope you will try at your home. Are you able to connect it now with the cloud offering? Is it clear, guys? Can you confirm through the chat if it is more clear now? I try to explain it with a very real life example. Okay, so let's get started here. Let's proceed to the next slide over there. I hope it is more clear to now how the things are happening here. Let's say cloud computing deployment model. So what are the options are available for cloud computing deployment? Yeah, guys, here the cloud concept are same whether you are learning any cloud in AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure. If you join my Azure training, so cloud concept are everywhere same. There is no change over there. It is same like when you're learning any programming language. So in programming language, basics are same. Conditional statement, variable, data type, object-oriented programming, concept are same. Same way when it is coming to the any cloud, you will find out the similarity. Only that features change you will find out over there. Okay. So if you're looking at what are the various cloud computing deployment model, so we having here mainly three deployment model: public, private, and hybrid. Simply. So public cloud is accessible over the internet, and usually when you will uh, practice it, we will use the public cloud over there. Private, we having here exclusive for an organization, because sometime it happen you are having a bank, you are having a legal company where your data is more secure, where privacy is more concerned. So in that case, instead of deploying your things to the public cloud, you can request for a exclusive data center. So in that case, the Microsoft, or let's say AWS, let's say Google Cloud, these are the cloud vendors. They will provide the exclusive data center for you, and that would be only for your organization. It would be just like we having the intranet, we having our own data center, but you are just taking it on rent simply. The third option we having here hybrid. So hybrid is nothing, hybrid is a just mix of public and private. So these two things we are mixing, and it is becoming here hybrid. So few things you can deploy on the public cloud, and a few things you can deploy onto the private. So this would be the hybrid style simply. Okay, now let's look at what is the AWS. So starting from this slide, you will find out the difference. If you have joined my Azure training, so far you might be finding same thing, but from here you will find out the difference. What is the AWS? So AWS is a collection of remote computing services which are grouping together to make up a cloud computing platform. And officially AWS launched by the Amazon in 2006. So starting from 2006, the AWS is available in the market, and this is the world most comprehensive and broadly adopted and the used cloud vendor. So no doubt AWS is the number one cloud vendor in the market, which is available, or you can say where you can deploy the application, develop by any language, any tool. So it is for every application and every developer. Anyone deploy the application to the AWS now, simply. Okay, now let's go ahead further. If you will compare the public cloud adoption comparison in 2022 versus 2021, you will find out over there. So this is the ratio of adoption of AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, VMware Cloud on AWS, and Oracle Infrastructure and IBM. So if you're looking at, there are two places where AWS is going to be used. So this is the place where AWS is using, and this is the also place where AWS is using. So if you will combine this percentage and this percentage with this one, you will find out there is a huge gap between the AWS and others cloud vendor. But because VMware also using the AWS behind the scene. So ultimately here also AWS and here also AWS. So AWS is the number one cloud vendor. There is no doubt over there. It is widely used and adopted for deploying the application. Okay. So if you're looking at what are the various AWS services we have, so these are the various AWS services we having over there. So we having the application services where we having the Amazon SQS simple queue service, which is going to helpful for implementing the MSMQ style for communicating between the your application component. We can send the message and we can receive the messages over there. Having the other application as well, let's say Amazon Elastic Transcoder, Amazon SES, Amazon App Stream, Amazon Cloud Search. For the mobile purpose, we having the Amazon Cognito, Amazon Mobile Analytics for the analytics purpose over there. This is available here for administration and security. So AWS IAM is a widely used one where we create the user, where we create the role, and we having the AWS directory services where you can add the user, and later on you can implement the single sign-on functionality over there. We having the Amazon CloudWatch for tracking purpose, for monitoring purpose over there, you can use over there. For the deployment and management, we having the AWS Oops, AWS Code Deploy, Amazon, the Amazon Cloud Formation. So when it is coming to implement the CI/CD pipeline, whenever it's coming to the DevOps, then we having these services over there. We having the analytics purpose as well. It's Amazon Kinesis, Amazon Data Pipeline. These are for the analytics purpose you can use. And when it is coming to the compute, we use Amazon EC2, AWS Lambda. So these are the compute services. So this is about the storage and content delivery, where we having the Amazon Cloud Front, Amazon Glacier, the AWS Storage Gateway, and then we having the Amazon Content Delivery. For the database also we having the Amazon DynamoDB, RDS, Redshift, Elastic Cache. So when it is coming to RDBMS, then NoSQL database like Redis cache, we can have over there. For networking, we having these things root 53, we having the Amazon VPC, Virtual Private Connect, we having the AWS Direct Connect. So these are the various services you should know when you are going to use AWS for building your next application with cloud. So whether you are building the .NET application, Java application, PHP application, so these various services we will use over there. And if you're looking for the AWS certification, like how I will decide for which certification I should go for, I'm sharing the list of certification over there. So certification we can categorize into three category over there. The first category we having here foundational one. In the foundational one, this is actually optional one over there. So we having the AWS certified cloud practitioner. So what are the training you are joining? That training is this one, AWS cloud practitioner. So this training is important to understand the cloud concept and to understand the various AWS offering, so that when you will proceed further to the path on solution architect, to the path on a developer, and on a path on a operation, you will find out easy to follow, you will find out easy to understand. So the second level we having the associate. So the associate level, you should have the 1 year of experience of solving the problem and implementing the solution using the AWS cloud. So here, whatever the role you are having, let's say if you're having a role of developer, so you should go for with this certification, AWS certified developer associate. If let's say you are a administrator, a system administrator, you should go for this certification exam, AWS solution architect, because AWS solution architect is all about for managing the AWS cloud resources. And AWS developer associate is all about how to build your next application in .NET, Java, PHP, Python using the AWS resources. That is AWS developer associate. There is a one more path is here, operation. Because when it is coming in a company mainly we having the two types of team, developer team and operation team. So the few people you might heard about the build engineer, they're responsible for the deployment, they're responsible for managing the environment, let's say dev environment, production environment, testing environment. So for their purpose we having the sys ops administrator. So that is also the role of the administrator mainly. So this time this can also be done. So being as administrator, you can also do the certification for understanding the configuration related to the operation. And later on you can go for the DevOps engineer professional. So who can become the DevOps engineer? So a developer also can become the DevOps engineer if you're looking at, and a administrator also can become the DevOps engineer. So to be a DevOps engineer, make sure you have either passed the developer associate certification exam, or you have passed the this AWS SysOps administrator certification. One of them you have to pass, then you can go for the DevOps engineer certification exam. So this is a professional level certification where you should have at least 2 years of experience of designing, operating, and troubleshooting the solution using the AWS cloud. Apart from the DevOps engineer, you can go for the AWS solution architect professional. So whatever the this is actually as associate level, and this is at the professional level. So here you should have the understanding in designing how to use, mm, and where to use which service, what are the benefit, what are the infrastructure level things you are having. So it is coming to the AWS solution architect professional level. So this is the way how the certification are going to be categorized: foundational, that is you are learning right now; second, associate. So this is for developer, this is for administrator you can go for, and we having a professional level solution architect professional and the DevOps engineer professional over there. That's it. Apart from these three sections, we having the other specialized certificate as well. So we having the AWS certified database specialist, AWS certified data analytics, machine learning, AWS certified machine learning, AWS Alexa skill builder. We having the security, we having the advanced networking. So these are various certification you can do in various others category. So guys, do you have any query regarding the certification? If you have, please do ask. If you don't have, we can proceed further. Please do confirm through the chat window if you have any query. If you don't have, we can proceed further. Guys, it's not about the experience they're going to check out over there. They're just recommending, if you are having the 1 years of experience, it would be good to have this certificate. Even you should have at least 1 years of experience of using the AWS services together, where you can justify, like I'm a AWS certified. So this is some prerequisite just told you. If you will, if you worked on AWS for 1 year, you should go for the certification. And let's say you can achieve it easily. Guys, if you're looking for the AW for the DevOps, I said here the DevOps is a person who is responsible now to implement the complete project development life cycle. I hope you heard about the Agile. So before the DevOps, the people follow the Agile as a project development methodology. But now the people are following the DevOps. So DevOps is just a extension to the Agile. So what are the style we follow in Agile for managing the complete project life cycle? Where we do the sprint planning, where we do the meeting, where you can follow the Scrum process. Let's say where you can follow the any other process. Similar way we do have in the in the DevOps also. So first you need to do the project planning, sprint planning. What are the backlogs you are having? How you are going to assign them? Everything coming into the DevOps. Later on, you have to design your build pipeline, release pipeline, so that you can deliver the the releases of your project. So this is about the release over there. So these this responsibility of the DevOps engineer. And the third stage we having about here monitoring how our application is behaving, and what other things are going to be used. So those are the things can be implemented with the help of the DevOps various tools. So we having the various tools for the monitoring purpose. You can decide, you can configure them, and after the monitoring, you can uh, create the new tasks, you can create the new things, and you can make it simply. For a SQL DBA, if you're looking for, you can go for AWS certified database specialty. Space, there is a one certification. If you'll find out, this is a section over there, AWS certified database specialty. This one, this is the area where you should explore data analytics, database, anything else. Shall we go ahead now? Okay, now let's proceed further here. So to get started with AWS, make sure you are having the AWS account with you. If you will have the AWS account, you can practice the AWS. So far we just talk about the cloud concept. We talk about so what you need to do here, make sure AWS cloud. So make sure you have just do subscribe to AWS cloud. So AWS cloud account can be created from the aws.amazon.com. So this is the place from where the AWS account you have to create. So I'm already having the AWS account, but if you don't have, you need to create it obviously. So from here you can log in into your account. So we having the option. Let's say there is option also available get started free. So when you will click the get started free, it is asking me to create a AWS free account. And these are the types of offer you will find out in AWS. Few services you will find out always free. Few services are available for 12 months. Initial 12-month trial free. Even you can go ahead for a trial as well. So trial can be for 1 month. The trial can be for 2 months. It depends. So from here you can create a free AWS account. And here, when you will create the free AWS account, you need to provide your valid detail, your email ID, your credit card detail. It will ask for so that it can verify you are a genuine person. So provide your email ID, create the password, your account name. So you can see in creating the AWS account, we having the different different 5 steps. So in each step, they ask the personal information from you. So please do provide the personal detail, let's say credit card detail, your PAN number and those things. And after that, they will allow to access the AWS. So what I'm doing here, I'm just going to click on this sign into an existing AWS account. This is the place. So I'm already having the account. This is the way I'm just having the account simply over there. I'm having the root user account over there. So there are two types of account you will find out, IAM user and root user. So being a owner, like account owner, you have to log in as a root user. But if you are not a owner, you are just a user which we have created using the IAM. You can go ahead with the IAM over there. In the IAM, just provide your account ID. You can proceed over there. But I'm not a IAM user. I'm a root user. I'm just going to log in as a root user over there. Then just me pass here the necessary detail. Now this me password also. Let me log in over here. And it is asking me for, I have enabled here two-factor authentication. for the security reason. So let me open my Amazon app at my mobile phone so that it will allow me to log in. I think I'm received a link through that message. I'm just opening that link and I'm just going to allow it. I'm just approving my device in my mobile phone. Now it has been approved here. So this is the way how that AWS account you can create. So I have not created the AWS account. I'm just using my existing AWS account simply over there. Then if you will look at the AWS management console. So in the AWS management console, you will land like this way. And at the top level, you will find out we having a services list. So these are the various services you will have where they categorize here based upon the type. Sorry. So we having the compute services where you will having the EC2, Lambda, Lightshell, Batch. We having the storage services S3. We having the database here, let's say RDS, DynamoDB. So these various database services are available. Then migration and transfer, networking services, developer tools. We having here the customer enabled blockchain. We having the quantum technologies, management and governance over there. Media services will find out machine learning. We having the analytics, security, and you can see we having the front end. So we having here more than 200 services over there the AWS is offering to you. So what I can do here, I can show here a example how we can create a service. Let's say how we can access a simple service. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to create here is storage. Just go to the storage over there. So I'm just selecting here the storage service. So if you're looking at here, we having here S3. So why it's having S3? It means we having 3S, simple storage service. So S3 means a simple storage service we having over there. And these are the already created buckets. So here we need to create the buckets. So this is my buckets. Just empty bucket. I'm just going to delete whatever the bucket I'm having previously. Let me copy and delete it. So I'm going to delete it. So let me define this code pipeline. I'm having some the previously created buckets. So those previously created one, I'm deleting first, and we will create the new one over there. So let me copy and delete it. Okay, it's having the permission issue. So permission we can manage through the IAM. Okay, let's do one thing. Just do focus what is the sample we are planning to have. So if you're looking at this is my Amazon S3. So from the Amazon S3, I can create my bucket for storing my content. So here you can store your unstructured data. Let's say your file based content we can store over there. So what are the images you are having, whatever the audio, video you are having, we can store here in this bucket. So I'm creating a bucket over there, and this bucket name I'm defining, let's say, images. Then here we need to define a reason. So the reason available here, and actually the reason we decide based upon the target audience. Let's say you are building a application to target the people living in India. Let's say you have just launched a product. Let's say you have launched a learning management system. Let's say you have launched a EdTech platform like .netx.com. So .netx.com is a EdTech platform. The similar EdTech platform you are just going to offering so that you can provide the online technical training on various technologies like AWS, Azure, JavaScript technology, .NET technologies, mobile application element. So here, when it is coming to such platform, so obviously the maximum people would be from India. Let's say the 60 to 70% traffic you will get from India, and let's say 30% your traffic you're getting from outside the India. Let's say you might get 10% traffic from US, the 10% traffic from UK, let's say the others 10% traffic you might getting from Germany, uh, let's say the Australia, because these are the few country I'm telling you which and those country time zone people usually learn from the Indian people over there. So here um, you can decide the reason over there. So you can see we having the reason in US, Africa, Asia Pacific, Canada, Europe, Middle East, South America. So we are in Asia. So in the Asia, we having the Mumbai region. So I'm selecting here the Asia Pacific Mumbai region. And if you're willing to copy the existing setting from the existing bucket, from here you can select it. And here there is option available. So what happens? What are the bucket you will create for storing your files? So those buckets is going to block the public access. So by default, it's a accessible only private. No one can access publicly. Let's say no one can access from the outside. But let's see how we can access it from the outside. So in that case, I'm just going to uncheck this one. So when you will uncheck this one, you will get this warning message. You are just going to turn off the private access. So not going to have the public access. So anyone who know the URL, who know the URI can access it. So here you can mention, I understand. I'm just going to try it here for the public access and I understand. The second we having here the bucket option. So bucket option is useful whenever the similar content you're just going to update frequently. And what are the content you are updating? That each content versioning you are willing to maintain. So versioning about, let's say at the version 1.0, this was the content. In version 1.1, this is the content. In version 2.0, this is the content now. So with every version, your content is keep changing. If you're willing to have such thing, then enable over there. So I'm not enabling. The next option we having here, tags, tagging. So tagging is just like a label we apply at the resource level. Even if you're looking at the employee of a company, so company having the designation. So company give the designation, let's say software engineer, senior software engineer, team lead, project manager, and based upon the designation, the people having the responsibility, the people having the roles. Similar way here, you want to identify what are the bucket I'm creating. This bucket I'm creating for my project XYZ. Let's say this bucket I'm creating for the environment, development, testing, and production. Because sometimes we need to create the environment specific things. So that option available here in the tags. So what I'm doing here, I'm just defining here, let's say environment as depth, and we can add here the multiple tags over there. Now as a key, What I'm doing here, I'm just adding here the project. So project would be here, let's say X, Y, Z is my project. So depending upon your requirement, you can add here the multiple tags. Encryption, I'm not enabling here. Let's leave it as it is. Now this is the advanced setting here. Object lock. So locking, I'm not going to apply. I'm just going to disable the locking mechanism. Now let's create the bucket over there. Okay. So it's not going to allow me to create the bucket because with the same name, the bucket is available. Oh, let me create it with the name DNT images 101. So I'm sure we don't have this name. It's fine. Now it's not available. Now let's create the bucket over there. So guys, do you have any query regarding the bucket creation? I just shown the complete uh, way here. Even all the options are explained in detail so that you having the understanding how the AWS bucket you can create for storing your content over there. Now here, let me show you the way how the content we can upload to it here. I'm opening it here now. Now from here, we having the option to create the folder. Here I can create the folder. Just click over there. And let's say the folder name I'm having simply folder name I'm having here. Let's say my images. So the images which I'm creating here, let's say I'm having the icons, or we can have, let's say, banners. So further, I'm just going to categorize the things folder wise. So I just created a folder for banners. For S3, we don't create the instance. So here here we can upload the banner. Similar, we can add another folder, and I can upload, let's say, icons over there. So I did the icons folder. Now inside the banners, I can upload some banners images. So let me click to the upload button and upload the banners. Hmm. So now there is option here for adding the files. So just click here on add files option for adding the file. So what I'm doing here, I'm just going to upload a picture for AWS Cloud Certification Training. This is the banner we are using here for promotion purpose of this event. This banner I'm uploading. So let me upload this banner over there. So this banner now has been uploaded. If I looking at here, this is has been uploaded. Now just open it here. So when you will open it here, it will provide us a public URL. And using that public URL, anyone can access. So this is my public URL. I just copied over there and I'm just going to access it. So you can see here, it is showing me the access denied. Request ID and access denied is coming to this one. So here, make sure we enable the public access. at the image label. So we having the option here for permission. Just go to the permission. At the permission label, we having here everyone public access, and this one we having the read. So when it is coming to the permission, so in the permission we having the ACL. In the ACL, if you will look at here, the access control list, and if you will see, the everyone access is not checked over there. It is unchecked. So that's why I'm getting this issue here. Let's say access denied error I'm getting here. The reason is here public access is still disabled. So what I need to do here, I need to just check out this one and make it available. Now I understand the effect. Now let's click on the save changes. After doing this one, it will now available publicly. Click it. Now it's opening. Even if I will share the link with you, you can also access it. If I will copy the link and share with you, you can also access it. I shared the link through the chat window. Just try to access it and let me know if you are able to access it from your end also. So this is the way how the bucket we created in AWS, and inside the bucket we added the folder banners, and inside the banners folder we uploaded a picture. So now whatever the files, whatever the unstructured data you have linked to store in AWS, so inside this bucket you can store. So do you have any query regarding the AWS S3 service? Shall we go ahead? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. What the query you have? I didn't get. Can you repeat once again? Means, are you asking about how to create this service over there? If you're willing to create a service, there is option available. Go to the services. S3 is the option. When you will go inside the S3, there you have to create a bucket. There is option to create a bucket. Then inside a bucket you can upload the things over there simply. In bucket we can store the content in TB. Krishna's having the quality issue. Please do check your player video quality. Change the video quality. I don't have an issue of quality. And guys, if you're looking for the AWS certified cloud practitioner exam, so how many questions are going to be asked to you and what would be the cost? Here we can refer it over there. So the total number of question would be there 65, and we having here multiple choice question, multiple response question, and the passing score would be a 700 and timing would be a 90 minutes, and this is the exam fee. 100 USD is the exam fee for AWS certified cloud practitioner exam. So here after joining this training program, you can go for this certification exam. I'm sure this training will help you to crack this certification exam. So this is about the AWS and Google about the AWS and cloud concept. I told you over there. Let me proceed to the next topic over here. So next topic is about the AWS IAM, AWS Identity and Access Management. Yeah, Krishna, that fee is obviously 100 USD. So it would be around 7,400 rupee in INR if you're looking for. And this information can also be checked at the AWS official website. If you're checking for the information, you can check out here, let's say AWS Cloud Practitioner exam. So if you're looking for here, you can find out at official link. In the official link, you will find out it's 100 USD with the cost over there, and they are just showing the option schedule an exam. So when you will click here on schedule an exam, from here you can schedule the exam. It will ask for more detail. So this is the way you need to sign in, and what are the day a date you will schedule on that day, you have to give it simply. Yes, Sayed, when it is coming to the official AWS certification, you have to book the exam, and at that convenient time you have to give it. Then you will get the certificate from the AWS end. Now let me share here. We will also share the certificate for you from the .NETX end. So when you will log into the .NETX.com, so I'm sharing the way, let's say from where you can access the video and from where you can access the content which I'm sharing in this training program. So when you will log into the .NETX.com, so there is a button over there, login. I hope everyone having the account at .NETX.com. Yes, Sayed, what are the training I'm offering? It's free. So don't need to pay anything. You need to log in over there. So when you will log in, there is option you will find out the live training programs over there. So here in the live training program at .NETX.com, you will find out we having the AWS Cloud Practitioner training. I hope you can also follow me right now. Just log into the .NETX.com using your existing account, even using your Gmail ID, let's say Facebook ID, and just follow the steps to access the content, to access the mockup test over there, so that those mockup tests will really help you to prepare you for the certification exam. So if you have logged in over there, there is option you will find out the live training programs. So just go to the live training programs, then make a search for cloud and DevOps. Just filter the training using this option cloud and DevOps. So when you will filter it, you will have the option subscribe free. So in the subscribe free, just click over there. So it has been subscribed in my case because it's a free training offered by the .NETX.com. After subscribing, you will have the option over there session videos. So do click over there as session videos. So this is a batch code we having for your batch DNT272. So right now we don't have any video over there, but after that this training I will upload this video begets a recorded session, and you will able to access the video from here. Even I will assign you some mockup tests as well. So those mockup tests will come over there. So tomorrow we will assign the mockup tests. The DNT272 means it's a batch code. This one we use for our internal purpose to identify in which batch you have taken the training. Right now it is empty. The reason is here. The session is going on. When the session will finish, after that video we will upload, then you will get it. If you want to see how it will look at, I can show you the Azure training videos. So this is the Azure training we just taken before. And here you will find out we having the video, we having the PDF option to download. So from here you can download the PDF. You can attempt the assessment as well, mock-up tests, and at the same place we will issue the certificate as well. So from here we will issue the certificate. You can download the certificate. So when you will click over there, you will go to the certificate list which you earn from the .NET X. From here you can generate the certificate and you can download it. So wherever you will go, this certificate you can showcase. Let's say we have joined the AWS Cloud Practitioner training from the .NET.com. So this is our certificate. This is the earn certificate we have. So guys, do you have any query regarding regarding accessing the video, regarding accessing the learning material from the .NETX.com? I explain the place, the steps also which you need to take care of. Anything else? Do you have to ask? Okay, that's fine here. Guys, the Azure certificate we already issue. If you don't receive, just drop an email to support@netx.com. We will issue to you. It happens one or two candidate might not get. Just let us know. Yeah, guys, if you are having the query, you can write to us support@netx.com. We will help you. We will answer them there. If somebody having any technical query, technical doubts, you can write to us at support@netx.com. We will help you. Don't worry. Anything else? And guys, if you have joined the Azure Fundamental Training, if you didn't receive the certificate, let us know at support@netx.com. The last training certificate we already issued, but if someone we missed, let us know. Okay. And guys, here one more thing I'm willing to tell you here. Whenever you are practicing your AWS things, please make a habit after practicing the things, just delete those resources, because behind the scene the billing is going on. The AWS charge what are the various services you are using. So as a better habit, just make a habit to delete the resource. Let's say I just practice the bucket. Now I'm just going to delete it here so that I will not be charged for the storage. I deleted this one. Come to my bucket. So delete. So permanently delete. Just make a habit to delete everything so that unnecessary they will not charge. So this is my bucket name. I'm deleting it. So this is the way I just deleted it here simply. Guys, for AWS practitioner training would be free always. We will not charge. Don't worry. Even the Azure fundamental training also free from .netx.com. You have to just do focus on the learning. That's it. So AWS practitioner training is free. Even Azure fundamental training also free. Don't worry. And Krishna, if you're asking like which cloud option is better for the .NET developer, I will suggest you here Azure over here if you are a .NET developer. But if you are a Java developer, I will suggest to here AWS. So it is depending upon. So the .NET developer give the priority to Azure more, but they are using AWS also. It's not the case they are not using the AWS. So please make a note of deleting all the resources after the practicing so that you will not get charged unnecessarily, because sometimes what happens, we forget to delete the resources, and what are the credit card you have added into your AWS account, that is start billing. So don't do that mistake, remember it always. So guys, here today's session I'm just going to wrap it here. Tomorrow I will start from the AWS IAM and the other AWS services over there. So see you tomorrow at the same time. Rohit, for AWS, sorry, for AZ900, we don't have any coupon code. You have to just go to the .netx.com, just register over there, and you can refer the training directly. Assignment, I will assign it tomorrow. Tomorrow you will get the assignment. So tomorrow, so today's session assignment, I will assign you tomorrow. Even video also you will get over there. And if you are from the embedded designing, so you have to first figure out whether you are good in programming or not, whether you are willing to be working as a system administrator, DevOps engineer, or let's say the developers. Depending upon, you can go for the path. So if you're willing to have, if you're good in the development experience, you can go ahead for the this AWS Cloud Practitioner, then go for the AWS Developer Associate. But if you are for the admin side, you can go for the AWS Cloud Practitioner, then AWS Solution Architect. In this way, you can go ahead for that. Another queries, guys, do you have? Okay, guys. So if you're coming to first time at .NETX, I request you to please do subscribe to .NETX YouTube channel so that you will get notified about such free training program in near future automatically. In upcoming month, we already planned the training program on Azure Developer Associate and Angular. These two training program we will offer in the next month. Okay, guys, thank you for joining this training program. Bye.